Grand Rising, everybody. This is a message for the sign of Leo, my Leos of the light. For the rest of July, or whenever you're intended to watch this message, I'm using the Osho Zen Tarot, and we'll use some oracle cards. We'll get into some tarot, and we'll kind of see what messages from Spirit, the universe, want to come through. So I have 3 cards here already that came out, which is crazy because Venus and Mars are in the sign of Leo. So I want to talk about that. And it's funny how the Lovers comes out with projections and harmony. Now, in the Osho Zen Tarot, which is the Tarot of the Buddha, this card talks about sex and love and how sex is the lowest form of love. And let's talk about Venus and Mars, right, in the sign of Leo, right? So Leo, you're torn between what you need and what you feel. And Leos, the sign of Leo, right, they like the spotlight. I'm going to rephrase that. They need the spotlight. Without even realizing that they need the spotlight, they kind of just come into the room without realizing it. And like the light is just shining in here, right? You just come into the room and you are the light. Like, I'm going to turn this. Sorry. All right, you come into the room already with your light without even realizing it. So it's not that you need it, it's already given to you. So for those of you that are in a relationship, watch how, and I say this because I already know the other card that I pulled, watch how your partner or the other person feeds off of your light when you walk into the room, right? So with Venus and Mars in the sign of Leo, right, you're torn between what you need and what you feel. Venus, the planet of relationships, and Mars, the planet of action, the planet of self, right? The first house, the planet of action and go. You know, with Venus in the sign of Leo, which needs, right? So it's like you're torn between what you need and what you feel. And what's crazy about how these cards have come out is, you know, look at, first it talks about the lowest vibration of love is sex, right? So I'm going to go 2 ways. If you're in a relationship and you're not having sex, then I'm sure you're at the point where you're in an unconditional love. You're giving unconditional love. You don't need sex. Sex is the seed. Sex is not the it tends to be, you know, the making. It can make for, and the card talks about that. It can make for a great partnership, but that's just the seed of it, right? There's a compassion component to it. There's a passion component to it, and then there's an unconditional love aspect to it where you give and with no expectation of receiving in return. And the Lovers with projection, right? What are you projecting out, right? This person is coming into your life, or these people are coming into your life, and they are actually projecting something that you are portraying outwards when it comes towards love. They are a mirror of something that you have asked for or that you are portraying, right? So something you might be looking for or asking for, you see this in that person. Or it can also be the yin and the yang, right? They complement you in something that you might not see in yourself, right? You might be the masculine in one thing and they are the masculine in another, or something that you might not be able to offer. They're the feminine and you're the masculine, or you're the masculine and you're the feminine. And I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about energy. You cook and they clean, or you put the furniture together and they clean. You know, like it complements each other. So just take a look at your relationships and see what are you projecting outwards that has been brought to you in front of you, right? When it comes to those folks that might be dating or people coming into their life, they're in your life for a reason. They're there to show you something that you cannot see. So just take a moment to realize what that is. 4:44 on the clock. Then we have harmony. Harmony talks about listening to your heart and realizing that the simple things in life are what make us whole. live doing things with love and light. We don't need all the extra things, right? Some can say you realize that your lover, you and your lover, could spend the entire day in the bed, and that's the simple things in life that make things more cherishable, that they make things more meaningful. When I say cherishable, is that even a word? Make things more meaningful, right? Card just speaks about doing things with love and light, bringing it to your mind so your mind can realize that it is the simple things, simple love gestures that make you feel whole. And if you're in a relationship, I ask you to look to see if these are all there, to see what are you projecting out. This person's in your life for what reason? You know, how's your sex life? Is it the main purpose of your life? Is it the main purpose of your relationship? Then we need to enhance that and give it some more passion and compassion, and not just sex, because sex too will end. And then what are you left with? A dried up person next to you that you don't love. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it is the seed, but can you live your life without sex? Because sex is the lowest vibration of love. Doing things with love and light and realizing the simple things in life. The next card's from my astrology moon deck. And I had to sleep on this actually. Void of course moon. Now, if I were giving you a reading and saying, okay, listen to what the cards say, I'm not here to give you my input on them. I'm here to just read the cards. So you'll kind of know how this resonates with you, right? And what is the void of course moon? This moon travels through the entire zodiac in 27 and a half days. There is a moment when the moon makes its last major aspect before leaving one sign and entering the next. It's as if the moon has gone to sleep. Her wisdom is being withheld until she moves into the new sign and the new moon begins a new chapter or story. So this moon's going to take place around July 8th because the new moon is on the 10th. So around that time, this card speaks about doing absolutely nothing. Do not take action. Do not bail on anybody. Definitely don't make any loans or take out anything in the sense of asking anything of this person or removing this person from your life. It's more of, now with the other cards here, I'm going to tell you what I got here. It's more of, there's going to be a point, and I'm going to say, there's going to be a point in the next month or before the end of the month, the full moon. The full moon's in the 22nd. So it's coming up very soon where you're going to feel nothing. And what it's asking you to do here is see, and remember, now we're in the sign of Leo. Venus is in the sign of Leo. See if you are needed. See how you complement this person. By you doing nothing, right, and seeing their actions towards you. What is it that they are thriving off of you, Leo? Are they needing you for something specific? But you'll be able to see what's missing in this partnership here. You'll be able to kind of gauge where you're at by you doing nothing. So there's a point where you should do nothing just to see the actions in return, right? And for some, nothing will come of this matter. And I say that in one with a caveat. Right, nothing will happen, things will stay the same, and you'll realize that this is something great you have, or for some of you, you'll realize it's just not a match because there is no sense of need. It's you there in your life for something, for a reason, right? You feel an attachment to them, but there is nothing in return. So it's like a do nothing and you can't do anything kind of moon. And I actually went through this last month, actually a couple of days ago, where I couldn't do anything. There was nothing that I could do. Nothing can come of the situation. I think the void moon was in Virgo, right? So it's my analytical side of I can't do anything because I can't plan to do anything because nothing's going to come of it. So I was asking you to just sit and ponder with it and see where you're at in the relationship, right? Let's pull some tarot. Let's see what we get here. Two of Wands, Eight of Cups, and the Star. Putting a plan in place because you want a different route. See, so I think if you do nothing, two things might come of this, right? If you kind of just figure out where your relationship is at or where your relationships are going, and you take a moment to just kind of sit there for a minute and figure out what it is that you want, some of you might actually realize that you want something more. There's a spiritual path. There's a deeper meaning to your love affair that you are looking for, right? There is a hope and a dream, and this is why I was hesitant to do this reading, because this card kind of messed me up here. It kind of really just says, like, sit and do nothing and just wait. There's nothing you can do. And when you sit and wait and you realize what you have or what you don't have because you want more from it, right? You have bigger wishes, bigger dreams. You'll realize that nothing will come of the situation that you might be in. Or you'll realize that you're heading in the spiritual path that you actually want, and this is a dream come true, right? It's heading in the direction you want to go in, or you're going to want to go in a different direction. But you could be like in the planning phase, right? Figuring out what it is that you want, and with this person, with this lover, sex or no sex, and what you're projecting out, you got what you asked for, but you're realizing that your projections have changed, which they do. Or they have increased, or they have grown stronger, right? I'm not just going to read the negative to it. And because you living in love and light, and you have big wishes, hopes, and dreams, Aquarius energy, right? In the spotlight, bigger dreams, bigger hopes, bigger wishes. Does this person satisfy those needs? Was your projection on what you were projecting outward? Was it what you actually wanted? That's what I'm going to take with this card. Was it what you actually wanted? Is it what you actually wanted? Is it part of your master plan? Is it part of your hopes and dreams? Bottom of the deck, the Empress and the High Priestess. What a spiritual combination, right? The knowing, the unknown, the high level, high vibe energy. Are you at that high vibe energy with the Empress? Are you glowing in that energy? Are you sitting pretty up there with your partner? Can you see yourself sitting pretty up there? And you already know the answer to this question. You already know. You have an idea. You are spiritually in tune and have some sort of understanding here when it comes to love, right? And maybe that's what you'll figure out with this Venus and Mars in Leo. And next it's going into Virgo, which is super analytical, which is going to definitely change the energy out there. So take advantage of exploring things while you can now, figuring out your secrets while you can now, so that when that moon comes, it's going to be more about planning. I don't want to say planning love, but some of you might be planning more dates than you think. Planning to get out there, planning to work on yourself at the same time allowing love in. You'll just be busy. Booked and busy. Let's pull from the fallback deck. Trust. Take a chance. Faith can move mountains. Trust the universe to guide you through the unknown. Trust that she's here. Trust that the High Priestess is there with you. Trust that things will always be working out in your favor. Trust that the universe can move mountains. So if you're in a position where you're not sure of something, things can just change if you just sit and do nothing. The void moon just passed for June. So I'm not sure when the July one isn't going to be until August technically. Now that I think about it, sweat it out. Get out of your head and into your body. Practice yoga, exercise, frees the mind. If you're stuck in your head about this or your projections in some sense, just sweat it out. Go and do some yoga. It's definitely something that you can use as a form of meditation or getting to know your higher self, right? This is where you can speak to her. This is where you can speak to your higher self, your subconscious when you're in a deeper state of meditation. Communicate honestly and directly. Don't assume. Set your boundaries. Remember, it's okay to just say no. Now, like I said, this sitting here doing nothing, you really might realize that there's something deeper that you want. So just communicate that deeply if that's the case, or communicate that to yourself. It can't just be you saying, no, I don't want that. Now, don't ghost them and don't do anything at all. Communicate that information, We don't want to ghost anybody. It's 2021. No ghosting here. Let's pull from the Island Wellness, see what other messages we're getting. The Snake. Competition, enemy, clever. Look over your shoulder, the other woman. Be careful for a snake in your life. Be careful for someone that might have somebody else, or someone that might be an enemy that is watching you do things. Snake, can resemble bad, but can also resemble good, because you're sneaking your way through life and you're slithering your way through your behaviors without a backbone. Maybe you're cutting corners somewhere. Competition, maybe you have competition, maybe there's more than one person. It could be more than one person, it could be more than, it could be a third party situation. Sabotage, rebuilding, working on it. What are you working on? What do you have to put the hammer on? Maybe this belief system here that you have, maybe it needs some restructuring, right? This belief system that you want to go down, it might need a little bit of a restructure, and it might need a little bit of a rehaul, right? Look out for those enemies that are trying to sabotage you, or they're not happy for you. You need to drop them, and make sure that if some work needs to be done on your belief systems or what you like, now that you had an understanding of what you want in relationships because someone came into your life, absolutely. And then the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child, growth. Transformation, right? So this is like, okay, let me get rid of the people that are not on my side. Let me restructurize what it is that I actually want in life, and then things will transform, and they can be transforming as you speak. And you could take this as a sign of clarification that, or confirmation that things are evolving. Because you've done the work, because you've done the rebuilding, and you've been clever about it, right? You have been sneaky in some ways, figuring out what it is that you want or your partner wants, and figuring out what needs a remodel. And now after the remodel comes the transformation, butterfly. Go ahead and pull from the Ask the Angels. So go ahead and ask a question if you'd like, or kind of just see what comes out here for the reading. I'm going to pull 3. What's the message we have for Leo? If you believe, remain positive, improving your health. If you believe, it shall come true. Remaining positive will always leave you with a high expectations in you believe, in the sense that you deserve what you believe, right? If you believe that you deserved a 10 of cups, then that's what you will get, right? But if you keep thinking that, I think I'm good enough with a 6, you're gonna get a 6. That's what you'll be projecting, right? Careful what you're projecting outwards. What are you projecting outwards? Be careful when you do that. Because it's, right, you see there's 2 faces there, but it's hazy in the front because this is who you really are, and this is what you're projecting. It's not the same person. So that's what this person is going to see. The version that you're projecting. That's what you will attract. I hope this message resonates with you, Leo. I'll see you guys soon.